Now let me tell you about one of my favorite horror movies of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. Now this classic piece of cinema has been reviewed and broken down in every conceivable way possible, so I won't really touch on the themes or delve too deeply into the overall tones. Instead, I want to talk about a few of the things that make this movie so awesome and memorable to me. Released in 1982, based on the 1938 novella Who Goes There, and a somewhat sequel to 1951's The Thing from Another World, this movie is about a group of researchers in Antarctica who have an encounter with a horrific creature that has the ability to imitate other life forms perfectly. Now I'm going to try and avoid too many spoilers, but I'll be discussing some of the more exciting and intense parts of the movies and may inadvertently spoil a few things. Fair warning. Now John Carpenter cut a lot of the music himself, but he had some help from Ennio freaking Morricone of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly fame. It's haunting, it's ethereal, and it makes your hair stand on end. Now how about the cast? We've got Kurt Russell in the greatest hat ever made as R.J. MacReady. We've got Keith David in his first film role. Apparently he was so used to acting on stage that he had to learn not to be as expressive or emotionally intense because, the camera captured more than an audience did. A relatively unknown at the time, Wilford Brimley. That's right, Mr. Diabetes himself. Apparently he was a real cowboy before the filming started, and he had no trouble with any of the gore or any of the kind of more dangerous bits of the movie, and at one point, when they asked him what he was thinking about while elbow deep in creature guts, he replied, "I was thinking about doing my laundry." We also have Wolf Dog Jed, the greatest actor in the entire movie. I'm not joking. I mean, look at him. Look at him hit his marks. He's terrifying. Now, it may be apocryphal, but apparently on set, people were just super creeped out by the way he would stare at them non-stop. The trainer that worked on set informed them that he was trying to figure out if they were prey or not. Wild animal, not a trained pet. Okay, back to the story. Everyone at this research institute are people that want to be away from society. From Clark, who likes dogs more than people, to R.J. Creedy, our main character, a man who can't even work well with a chess computer. Isolation and mistrust abound with every person in this movie, and no one seems to know a whole lot about each other. That feeling is exacerbated when a snowstorm traps the researchers with a shape-shifting creature. The men turn on each other quickly as paranoia and self-preservation set in, and things escalate towards an explosive finale which I won't spoil here. The biggest thing I can sell you on, though, is the special effects. There were times in my life where I could not figure out how they'd accomplished anything in this movie. My only recourse was to assume it was real. I watched this movie so much with my eyes closed because I did not want to see just these real-life monsters, so I thought.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
The special effects designer kind of went a little crazy. He was 21, turned 22 while working at the Universal lot and just lived there. He slept in the locker rooms. He just stayed on set 24/7 for a full year. He worked so hard that he had to be hospitalized with exhaustion, double pneumonia, and a bleeding ulcer caused by the extreme workload. So to take some of the pressure off, they hired Stan Winston. That's right, the guy who did Terminator, Jurassic Park, Aliens, The Predator, Iron Man, This was their backup guy. Now, sadly, this movie, which released 42 years ago almost to the day, ultimately flopped in theaters and was panned critically. However, in the years since, it has become a cult classic. It has also spawned a prequel, 2 video games, an X-Files episode, and even a comic book. So hey, I hope this short little review has piqued your interest in seeing this classic horror film. Stay tuned next time for more Control and more interesting extras that I've got planned here on I've Got Next.